It's been a while since Sunset's been in the map pool, so let's go over what agents are crazy good on this map. If you don't know me, my name is Plops. I'm an immortal Valorant player who enjoys coaching and analyzing Valorant. And in this video, I'm going to go over why some agents are so much superior than others. And if you want to see how to win Sunset more in ranked, check out my other latest video. Let's start off with the Duelists. Neon and Raze are built for this map. Their explosive kits allow them to get into sites quickly with a lot of pressure and a lot of self-sustaining util on their own. Sunset's a pretty small map with a lot of tight choke points, so having a good dive entry is really crucial. Neon provides good fast hits throughout the round, and the stun is really good for punishing players that get caught out. The lightning lane gives Neon extra cover when going in, and the slide is really good on this map because there's a lot of close range fights that makes it hard to track and hit. Her util is also really good for retaking site, and she can do fast plays on defense to fight early and take early control around the map. Similarly, Raze is also really good at this map because she can do fast hits with her satchels. Her nade is really good at clearing out players holding the choke while they're trying to spray through the smoke, and is really good for clearing util like Cypher trips that are close. Her boombot is also really good for clearing most of the one and done angles that are on this map, and her satchels are good for getting to elevated spots to get good off angles like Omen. And her util is also really good on the retake because it can clear a lot of places that the attackers like to hide in. Neon and Raze are better than other agents like Yor and Jet, because while Yor and Jet aren't that bad, Jet doesn't have that much util to take space on her own, where Neon has a stun, Raze has a nade, and she doesn't have a lot of util to support herself, so she needs a lot of teammates to use util for her. Yor struggles diving in because you have to wait for the TP to get to the spot, it could get broken, and when you TP in, it's very committing. ISO, Phoenix, and Waylay struggle on this map because they can't really dive. Well, Waylay can dive, but she's just not that good unless you're Giacomo, and the rest don't have much to clear util or your team gets stuck at the choke. Next are the Initiators. I think Reach is a must pick on this map. Even with the nerf, all parts of his util are super good for this map because it's pretty small and congested. His stun can reach many parts of the map and it can stop pushes, help your team get kills, and it's on cooldown so you can get it multiple times in the round. His Aftershock is really good for clearing many one and done angles, and it can be used to clear util, and it's good for post plant. His flashes are also really good because it can set up a lot of your teammates without needing lineups, and you can throw it from really far away. I think Sova, Gecko, and KO are all really good picks for this map, but Breach is a lot better. Sova, Gecko, and KO are good supportive other agents if you're running double Initiator. Sova's Dart is kinda good on this map. It's harder to play on rather than on maps like Ascent. There's less walls to shoot it off. His drone and his shocks are pretty good, but that's really it. Gecko's flash is probably the best flash for this map because it recharges quickly and players do have to shoot it. And Lil Bro is also pretty easy to clear angles and help defuse the bomb. I think KO is also pretty good for this map because his knife actually reaches a lot of areas and clears most of the site, which is really important for this map because there's a lot of kill trips or one ways, so if you're able to tag the right people, you can snowball off this util and just hit site really quickly. Skye and Fade do struggle on this map because they can't break any util with their own util, and Teo kinda got nerfed to the ground. Alright, smokes now. I think Omen is the clear pick on this map just because his kit is just so good for this map. His flash is broken on the map and it reaches so many areas and it's really good for rushes or stopping pushes and for setting up your teammates. He has really good areas he can get to with his TP that get you into good off angles that no other controller can get you to and the enemy team isn't really ready for. Lastly, his one-ways are just stupid broken on this map. There's a lot of them that you can put around the map, and it sets your team up to hold deep angles and hold a lot of information. While the other controllers can do these one-ways, not many of them have good smoke cooldowns like Omen, while the others have either Astra cooldowns, Clove has a super long cooldown, Brim only has 3 smokes, and Viper is Viper. If you're gonna play another smoke, I guess you could play Clove. She has the vulnerable, which is good for stopping pushes, and her smoke cooldown is pretty long, but you can use them when you die. Maybe Astra, I could see this working, but you would have to be pretty coordinated with your team to make her util the stun and the suck pretty useful. I think you can make a case for all the Sentinels on this map because they all have their own util that they can strive off for and do different things on this map. But in my opinion, I think Cypher, Deadlock, and Vise really outshine the others. Cypher has trips and the KM for info, his cages are good for one-ways, and they just hold a lot of information around the map that the enemy team has to invest time, players, or util towards if they want to break it. Deadlock, I feel like, is pretty underrated right now. Her stuns are really good on this map in both attack or defense. It makes retaking really hard, and if the enemy team tries to rush with like a neon, it stuns them and you can get a really good kill. Her wall is also really good at sectioning off the team. If you throw it mid, it makes it hard for them to rotate. And her net is also really broken because it's on a cooldown, and it basically gets you an insta-kill. You can use it to push off enemies that are pushing aggressively, and you can just get it back to reuse it for the rehit. Vi's Thorns, I think, are probably one of the best mollies in the game, and she has really good stall because of it. Her Thorns, while you're pushing onto site, can stop enemies from swinging through, while on defense you can stop rushes. And her wall gets you a lot of info that the enemy team can't visibly see, so they have to go up and actually bait it out and find it. And her flash is also really good for both attack and defense, just for info or just attacking sites. I also think Sage is kind of underrated if you know how to play her right and if your team works around it. Her wall is really good at cutting off the crossfires that Sunset has a lot of, and her slows are really good for stopping pushes and stopping people from swinging smokes. She can also do that one Sunset play that Paper X did, but she's pretty situational in my opinion. KJ, I think, is the kind of the weakest out of the Sentinels because her util is good, it can hold sites, but if they go to the other site, she just lacks in retake util, where the other Sentinels just have better stuff. And while her turret and her alarm bot do hold better, it's just not as good as the other Sentinels in my opinion. Chamber is like a pocket kind of pick in terms of Sentinels. It's very different, and he can be good if you know how to play him aggressively and the enemy team doesn't punish you. But if the enemy team is stunning you and getting you off your lines, they can punish you if they know where your TPs are, because it just doesn't have as much range as it used to do. But yeah, those are the agents that I think are the best on Sunset, and honestly, you probably shouldn't try to force these agents if you've never played them before. It's best to actually learn how to play the agent before just bringing it into a ranked match. You're better playing something you're more comfortable on that you're actually going to be able to do well on than an agent you've never played before and you don't actually know how to use their kit properly and just end up playing fucking CS in Valorant. But yeah, that's all for me. Go gain on her. Peace.